Hello everyone, welcome to Astro Science. So, as the transit of Rahu and Ketu is going to take place in the sign of Taurus and Scorpio, I thought why not to talk about the planet Rahu and how it actually works. And as usual, if you have not subscribed to my channel, press the subscribe button, press the notification bell icon so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And if you want a personal consultation from me, then you can tap onto the link which will be given in the description area. So let us start. Rahu is this head. Rahu has got no body. That is the reason Rahu has got some unsatiable hunger and obsession to get something. Anything which can actually satisfy its needs. The brain of Rahu actually is hungry for something which can actually satisfy it what actually it needs. But the problem is what? Anytime Rahu takes in something, it comes out of the throat. So Rahu feels that this thing has not satisfied me, I need something else. So what happens when Rahu craves for something new, some new discoveries or some new thing can be identified by Rahu. That future is Rahu. That futuristic thinking is Rahu. Anything which is new and exotic is Rahu. That is the reason Rahu can be called as the co-owner of the sign Aquarius, because Aquarius is the sign of inventions, futuristic thinkings, discoveries, innovations. That is the reason Rahu is attached to the sign of Aquarius. So anytime a person is mostly affected by the planet Rahu, then what happens? The planet makes the person feel as if whatever he has no importance to him. He needs something else in order to make him feel happy, in order to make him feel satisfied and contented in this world where he is living. You see, our body is just the combination of the 5 elements of the universe. The essence is our soul, because our soul is using this body only for the survival in this earth for a limited amount of time. The soul is completing a journey, and in that journey, using this body is just a part of that. But Rahu will make you feel that the soul, wisdom has got nothing to do with your life. Spirituality, enlightenment is rubbish thing. All the material possessions of this life in this earth is everything which you actually need, which you actually want. So what happens? Our desires, our needs, our obsession never ends. We fall in trap of all the Maya of this world, the illusion. That is the reason Rahu can be called as illusion. It creates a notion that whatever is in front of us is much more good, and whatever is with us has got no importance. There is a saying, the grass looks greener on the other side. The same thing happens when Rahu takes over our wisdom. Suppose if you are having a laptop or you are having a smartphone, because it is a materialistic thing which we actually use. I'm just taking an example of smartphone or laptop. It can be television, it can be any technology or something like that, because technology itself is a futuristic thing. Because every day you come across to see in the television or in media that some new product is coming, and it will make you believe that whatever product you are using is rubbish. That is what Rahu is. Suppose you are using a smartphone and you have each and everything in that smartphone which can actually fulfill your need. Okay. Now suppose a new brand, a new product has arrived into the market and you come to know about it. And if your wisdom is not acting to the ultimate, Rahu will make you feel that whatever you have has lost its importance. Now it will regain its importance only if you take that product from the market. Now two things can happen. Either you can afford it or either you cannot afford it. If you can afford it, then what will happen? You will not save the money, you will spend it in order to take that thing. If you can't afford it, Rahu will not allow you to live in a peaceful mind. It will always provoke you to do something so that you can get it. That is the reason Rahu is normally attached with the saying Sam Dam Dand Ved. Means Sam means anything which can be obtained by manipulation, by false love or compassion. That is anything which is false. You just manipulate the person in front of you and you get it. Okay. Dam means bribing someone. Dand means punishing someone, frightening someone. Okay. Means you are creating an effect that someone is forced to give you whatever you want only by the punishment, the fear of punishment, of frightening notion of what you are creating in front of them, because that is actually what Rahu wants to make you do. And at last, what we call Bhed. Bhed means divide and rule. Means you are creating a notion of divide and rule in front of the people who are working in and around you in order to make your work fulfill. That is the reason Rahu normally exalts in the sign of Gemini and Taurus. Now there is a notion of debate. Some says in Gemini, some says in Taurus. If I talk about Gemini, then you will see that Gemini is actually the original sign where we talk about journalism and media. In media, what happens? Whatever we see in media may or may not be correct, because most of the times the manipulated news comes in front of us. That is what Rahu is. Suddenly you will see a product which is getting advertised or promoted in front of us in TV or mobile or radio or transistor, whatever, in newspaper, because they are all the parts of the paid media. So in that media, suppose you come to see about a product, suddenly you feel that product has got each and everything which you actually want, and whatever you have has got lost its importance. So Rahu will make you take that thing. That is what Rahu is. But if you are spiritually awakened, uplifted, and you have your wisdom, that moment of time you can judge what is correct and what is wrong. That time Rahu won't chase you. That time Rahu will move from your path, because now you know what is correct and what is wrong. That is the reason we must go for the enlightenment, for the spiritual learnings, the ethics, because if we are strong with our values, Rahu cannot make us think regarding our obsessions, because now our obsessions, desires will be within our control. And what Rahu does, Rahu breaks our values, because it is a well said term with Rahu. Rahu goes and works outside the norms of the society, outside the norms of the values. Now suppose if you are challenging your own values, your value system is challenged, what will happen? You won't be able to get and obtain the higher value system or the higher spiritual knowledge, because now what values you are having, you are challenging it. What values you have got from your elders, from your teachers, from your gurus, you are challenging that. You are trying to create something new of your own, and you are trying to say that whatever you are doing, it is correct. Rest everything is wrong. That is what Rahu is making you do. Rahu is making you think that if you don't do that, your life is meaningless, rubbish, bogus. Because at that moment of time, you will not listen what your elder is saying. You will not listen what your gurus are saying, because at that moment of time, you will cross question them in a very unusual way. First of all, you will not follow them. Secondly, you will try to prove that whatever they are saying wrong. That is what Rahu does. There was a time 40 to 50 years back when most of the countries of our world, means in most of the people around the world, I am taking the example of the countries, around 50 to 40 years back, when television just came into the world, that time most of the people were unable to afford it. but their life was very beautiful at that moment of time also. I'm not saying that since they didn't have the television their life was bogus. No, in fact they were having the most simplest of their lives, because they had no expectations, they had no extra desires. They woke up in the morning in the early, they did their work, they fulfilled their duties, responsibilities, and they got their result according to that. Now the technology is involved, the cost and the cost of production and the promotion and advertisement of all those products. I'm taking an example of television. It got reduced. As soon as it got reduced, what happened? It got spreaded in all over the countries, because technology is Rahu. That technology, because I am talking in front of you with the help of this camera, that is actually what Rahu is. So during 1980s or 1990s, when most of the country, almost most of the country had televisions, and by the time it is 2000, each and every people, almost each and every people of this world got televisions in their hand, in their house. So that time it brought a new revolution, because these unusual revolutions are also dealt with Rahu. So life was again fine, because now people were feeling something that yes, I can see the whole world through the eyes of this TV, of this television. Again few years passed, smartphones came. There was a revolution of IT. I'm talking about, this is the time from 2000 to 2010 and onwards. Now in 2020, due to the outbreak of this pandemic of COVID-19, most of the people are inside their home and doing their work online. Can you imagine? I mean, suppose a teacher is teaching their students online, a doctor is doing consulting their patients online. This is actually not the norms of the society. This is outside the norms of the society, because now Rahu is forcing us to do this. For example, I am speaking with the help of the headphone or with the camera or the video camera, and I will upload it with the help of internet into the platform called youtube.com. All this is Rahu. Now you will say that if it is Rahu, then why we are doing it? Here also we have got two answers. If we are getting obsessed with all these things, that means Rahu is chasing you. And if you are doing it just like a work to do, because if you are doing it with the help of Karma Yoga, then you are not expecting any result after that. If you are not expecting any result, then what will happen? Your obsessions, your desires will be within your control. That is the time when Rahu will stop chasing you. You will see that many people resort to unfair means, many people resort to stealing, cheating, telling lies. That is the time Rahu feels that such person is the most favorable person to me. That's what Rahu feels, because now Rahu knows that I can manipulate the wisdom of that person, because he is doing certain things which is actually not good to do. Now Rahu can actually manipulate his or her brain in order to do something which is not to be done. Because when we get something, if we are not satisfied with that thing, that is when Rahu feels the power. Rahu feels, yes, I can make the person do something else. Suppose Rahu is sitting in 7th house of your horoscope, and your Mahadasa of Rahu is going on. The time period of Rahu is going on, and your chart is more or less connected with Rahu in most of the cases. Then what will happen? Since 7th house deals with relationships, business partnerships, wife or husband, means spouse I am talking about, marriage. What will happen? The person will feel that I am not satisfied with my partner. I need more relationships. Because Rahu is that obsession, Rahu is that desire. Rahu will make you feel that whatever you have, you are not satisfied with it. That is the time when Rahu will make you go outside of the marriage and make relationship with someone else. But what will happen? You will just hang around from one person to another. Are you getting the happiness? Are you getting the satisfaction? Are you getting that whatever you want? You are not getting. In fact, if you would have been much more wise and much more respectful towards your partner, that would have been much more good and better life to live in. But Rahu, what it is making you? It is making you think, why not have multiple relationships? Why not cheat your partner and go to someone else? That essence is what Rahu will bring into your life. Now you may think that if Rahu is so malefic, if Rahu is such an entity, then why it has got an important post in the planetary system, means as far as Vedic astrology is concerned. You may feel that why such an entity can get such an important post as far as Jyotish is concerned. It is a very big question. It is so because Rahu makes you feel that even if you get each and everything in your life, all your desires get fulfilled, still your desire will not get fulfilled. If you feel that you need 5 things, even if you get that 5 things, still your desire won't get complete. That is what Rahu is going to teach you. That is the reason what happens. The time period, the planetary time period for Rahu is 18 years. If you are starting the Rahu Mahadasha, then wherever Rahu is sitting in your chart, you will feel a deep desire and obsession towards the completion of the significance of that house. For example, if Rahu is sitting in your first house, means in Lagna, Lagna means intelligence, at time what will happen? Rahu will take over your wisdom. Rahu will make you do certain things which, if not present in Lagna, you wouldn't have done. It will ask for each and everything which you desire, because intelligence, it will take over your intelligence. By the time your 18 years of Rahu time period will end, that time what will happen, whatever the things Rahu has given to you, Rahu will take it off back from you. Why? Because now Rahu will teach you that even if I give you each and everything to you, still you are not going to be happy in your life. You need this, take this. You need that, take that. Still you are not going to be happy. So that is the reason. After the end of that 18 years, by the time it ends, it will take off each and everything it has given to you. Because it will teach you, see, what were you before 18 years and what are you after this 18 years. You are the same entity, you are the same person, but see, your obsession, your desires are taking you to a roller coaster ride. That is the reason you will see addiction and every sort of sins is associated with Rahu. When we get addicted to something, that is what Rahu is. For example, take a very simple example. Water is essential for living, very essential. In fact, our body is comprised of 70% of water. What if we drink excess of water? That is not good for our health. That excess of something is Rahu. That is the reason wherever Rahu sits, Rahu amplifies the significance of that house. For example, Sun is our ego. If Rahu sits with Sun, means now the ego will be amplified. Means you will feel that whatever I need, I will feel like a king. I will not give the respect and value to the other people. That is what Rahu does. For example, if somebody is addicted to some drugs or alcohol or something like that, that is what Rahu will not allow you to leave that addiction. It will make you fall in that addiction much more, in a most worst way. That is what Rahu does. And at the end of 18 years of Rahu Mahadasha, Rahu will teach you the lesson that, see, you did those things, it was of no importance to you. That is the reason Rahu is a karmic planet. It is also known as the higher octave of Saturn. Because what Saturn does, Saturn will not give you that thing to do. Saturn will say that this is not the thing which you need in your life. That the thing is not meant for you. Saturn will restrict the thing. Saturn will teach you that that is the thing which you don't need. If you need it, then you have to pay for that. You have to do hard work, you have to have patience, tolerance. That is what Saturn does. Saturn stops you and Rahu allows you. Go take it. See whether if you get the happiness or not. Go take it. Fetch it. You can't fetch it. Take it. Do any means. Go for any unfair means, but take it. See whether you get the happiness or not. See whether you get the satisfaction or not. So after that 18 years or after the end of the Rahu transit or Mahadasha, you will tend to feel that whatever you have got is of no importance in your life. That is the reason after the Rahu Mahadasha, Jupiter's Mahadasha starts. When you are completely empty, that is the time when you can take the wisdom. So Rahu will take off each and everything which is unwanted things from your life. That is the time when Jupiter's wisdom will come and bless you. But it depends completely upon us whether we want to take it or not. If you don't want to take it, then the wisdom will be of no use, because again I am saying you, if you are unable to take the enlightenment and the wisdom in the Jupiter Mahadasha, after Jupiter Saturn will come. Saturn will test you that did you waste your time. I gave you Jupiter's Mahadasha before me so that you can perform the test which will be taken by me, and you wasted your time. You wasted your life due to the sadness of the obsession which Rahu created. This is how the planets work in harmony with each other. You see, we are the part of that super soul, our soul. So the Almighty has nothing to do some enmity or friendship with us. No, it is the unlimited compassion which the Almighty has with all of us. That is the reason we get multiple chance to recover our mistakes, so that we don't repeat it again and again. We say now that whatever we do, whatever goes around comes around. Don't think it like that. Think it in a better way, that each and every planets are teaching us some lessons in order to purify us, in order to make us much more good, just like shining like a diamond. Because more you rub it, more it shines. That is the reason the essence of these planets becomes much more beautiful. It depends completely upon us how we take it, how we implement it in our life. Still, if you are feeling the energy of that Rahu, if you can't control your obsessions and desires, so I will say that simply chant Durga Mantra or Durga Chalisa or Durga Kavach. Recite it. Along with that, if you listen to Vishnu Sahasranam every day, trust me, it will enlighten you in all measures. By this I will end this video, and anytime if you have any query regarding this video, if you want, then you can type into the comment section. I will look into it and I will reply it. Okay, so signing off for today, thanking you, bye bye.